And we have before us from Green Power Generation Corporation, Mr. Jaffer and Mr. Patrick Lamont. And gentlemen, I know that you probably know, just want to reaffirm that whatever you say here is privileged information because you're before a parliamentary committee, and that you did not or need not be concerned about any information that you share.
GPG and its directors have not received any money from any grants, contribution, or other financial benefit by or on behalf of the Government of Canada. And GPG and its directors have not received any compensations or payments on behalf of any person or organization to undertake lobbying activities. Madam Chair,
you left with a feeling of no synergy and a pocket full of cocaine. He was left with the opinion that you guys were going to be great business partners and it was full steam ahead and next stop the PMO. It's a serious contradiction. Now, I'll ask you, you said you didn't receive any money for services rendered from any client. Did he give you that cocaine in terms of part of your payment for services to be rendered?
Madam Chair, if I may raise,
yes.
I'm objecting to this type of question, Madam Chair. We came here, Madam Chair, with the understanding.
Mr. Glamont, calm down. Mr. Glamont, calm down. I think, Mr. Martin, we are here to study the Green Energy Fund.
Well,
I do not think we should touch matters that have been already dealt with the court. So if we could stick to
we're talking about fee for services rendered.
Fee for service, and I don't think that's.
They can take many forms.
Let's keep it at a professional level.
If you won't answer that, then let me.
These kind of allegations, you should raise them in the public forum, and then we will. No, you should raise them outside of this parliament.
Mr. Glamont, please stay calm.
Influence peddling is a serious criminal offense. Well, I'm making this statement. Influence peddling, it undermines the most fundamental basic tenets of our democracy.
You're setting a new ethical standard right now because you have no evidence of anything, and yet you're throwing out these allegations.
Whether it was three, Mr. James said there were three applications. You're saying there were maybe three, maybe two, just executive summaries. Would you please provide those executive summaries to the committee?
Response, please.
That is something that I have to discuss with the Director of Investigation of the Commissioner of Lobbying, because my understanding is I'm supposed to be submitting document to him with respect to his own investigation. So I will have to discuss this with him.
Then, if you don't want to submit the documents, can you tell us the three names? Just let us know the names.
I am not at liberty to submit those names right now.
Okay.
This is something that this is something that's been referred to the Commissioner of Lobbying, and she decided to do an administrative review, and you will have to wait until it's over.
Point of order. Okay, Mr. Martin, yes.
Madam Chair, Mr. Gimon does not have the right to remain silent at this committee. He doesn't have the right to pick and choose which questions he will answer. We can compel him to answer those questions through the power of the parliamentary committee. He doesn't get to choose, and I hope you will rule to that effect and get him to tell us the name of those three companies.
Mr. Glimon, Mr. Martin is right, so you will have to tell us the name of the three companies. And
if the entire committee agrees that...
Does the entire committee agree that he needs to answer that question? Yes? Wait, okay, Mr. Clement, you have to.
I do not recall these names. Well, Madam Chair, Madam Chair,
Mr.
Madam Chair, if I can...
Order. You know, you could be fine, you know, this is a contempt of Parliament, and therefore I would suggest that you do not act in that manner
Madam
and
Chair.
be responsible. No, let me finish.
Okay.
And act responsible, and if you know the names, you had 2 names, and I guess they are asking for the 3rd name. If you're not supplying us, so you didn't give us the 2. Okay, so, okay, I will ask you, do you have the names, the 3 names of the proposals that you submitted, the executive summary that you submitted to Mr. Jean? Yes or no?
No.
Do you, that means you do not remember who you submitted? Or what names were, just 1 second, because I have an issue here that they are asking that you then submit it. We will make a request to you that you undertake to supply the names to us.
Madam Chair, I am not in contempt. Madam Chair, this matter was referred to the Commissioner. Madam Chair, Madam Chair, may I answer? You asked me a question.
Mr. Glamont.
Okay.
This is a parliamentary committee. You are going to be in contempt if you do not supply the information that has been requested by the total committee.
My only point, or the only thing I'd like to add to my point of order from before, Madam Chair, is that you set a strict time frame. I would say 24 hours would be a reasonable amount of time for Mr. Glimo to get home and look up those names, even though I don't believe you for a minute, buddy. I don't believe you as far as I can throw you. But if you could put a strict time frame that he gets that information back to us, and I would ask that the clerk circulates that to us immediately upon receipt of that information.
Based on the innuendo you've been raising, you would like to hang me,
Mr. Glamont,
right?
nobody asked you to respond. Thank